Get the sauce.
Yo, good morning, everybody. System Plays is here. You just joined. Toast, you know you got about 25, 30 minutes, right? I tweeted it. All right, later. All right, what's up, System Plays?
What's up?
We got 2 NHL games. Are you over last night's loss, or is that something that take for the record? If anyone doesn't know, System Plays is a diehard Toronto Maple Leafs fan.
I mean, what to say diehard, but yeah, I mean, it's just like, of course, man, of course, like that. I mean, I didn't even get to watch it I didn't get to watch it live happen. I just saw like how it was scored. It's just like, yeah, like and then what Sheldon Keefe said after just made it so much worse. Like that was just.
Who is Sheldon Keefe, and what did he say?
The Maple Leafs coach. He said, let me pull up the quote. He said like, it was on Twitter. Yeah, when teams play the Leafs, they set up the game for the Leafs to beat themselves. Like, what are you saying, man?
Yeah, that's not something you want to hear from the coach.
Like, you're the coach, man. Like your job is to not make teams be able to do that. Like I think he's gone for sure. Like he's got to be gone. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a quote exactly you want to hear. But we do have 2 games today, including game 1 of this series. Rangers slight underdogs at home. I mean, I obviously I don't follow the NHL that closely, but that's kind of crazy, isn't it?
In my opinion, not really. The Hurricanes are just, I mean, see, I don't really I don't have a bet on this game yet. I have the Hurricanes to win the series at -140. I think it's like -160 now. It's moved up. So if you want to play it, maybe I would parlay it with the Oilers to win their series. But yeah, I mean, I lean Hurricanes in this game. They're a really good road team. I think they're the best overall team in the NHL. I give more credit to them for beating the Islanders in 5 than the Rangers sweeping the Capitals. Like the Capitals really didn't belong in the playoffs at all. So I mean, the Canes look pretty good in that series. I think they can take game 1, but I mean, Rangers as like home dog. So like I mean, I think the Canes win the series. I think they'll probably take game 1, but for me, it's just a series bet for me.
Okay. So gun to your head, if you were forced to bet this game, you would take the Hurricanes.
Yep. Take the Hurricanes.
I'll put Carolina up for me, but I probably won't be playing this. Our poll likes the Rangers, 46%, 32% on New York. So our poll seems to be leaning towards the Rangers as short home dogs here. Let's move on to the second one, Vegas at Dallas. And this is the one you have 2 bets on, right?
Yep, it is game 7. So yeah, I got the first period under 1.5 and the full game under 5.5. I did this last night with the Bruins and Maple Leafs game 7. I took the first period under, full game under. Obviously, both cashed really easily. So yeah, I mean,
what's
game
your
7,
record in first period bets this year? I feel like you hit those at an insanely high rate.
I've got to go back and check, but I know like I was hitting the Tampa Bay Lightning first period overs. That those were like absolute wagon. Yeah, I think first period bets I definitely have a really good record in. But yeah, I mean, it's game 7. Game 7 unders are 42 and 26. Like we saw it yesterday, of course, with the Bruins and Leafs. First period ended 0-0. Yeah, last game it was just 2-0. It was 0-0 until very late in the game. Vegas scored, and then they scored the empty netter to make it 2-0. Ottinger, he's been great, of course. Looks like Hill's starting again. He was really good last game, of course. Got a shutout, so I mean, I trust him. So yeah, I mean, game 7 unders, like you can't just, yeah, that's the only way you could really go in this game. I would have taken over, even though like the first 2 games were higher scoring. But like as series progressed on, usually you start to see like much lower scoring games, especially in game 7. So
yeah, well, I mean, you just read it off. Game 7 unders hitting at, what was that, like 68% or something? So
yeah, it's like 62% or something. 42, 26, and 9.
42, 26, and 9 in Game 7 unders. So you know what? I'll add that to the list. I might get involved with the Game 7 under here. All right, so for System Plays likes the under in the first period, under in this one, and he likes Hurricanes in the series in the other one. Thanks for joining, man. Enjoy your Sunday, and I'm actually tomorrow. I'm in a charity golf event, so no show tomorrow, but we'll talk on Tuesday.
All right,
later, man. All right, now let's talk NBA. I told Chris 11:45 though, so we got a few minutes to kill. Let's get the poll running. I don't know if you guys saw, the total went back up. Last night when I uploaded the video, this total was at 194 even, which makes total sense because we've been blindly betting unders in this series. It's been all unders. I know actually the over did hit twice, so the under's 4-2, but if you remember, the only reason the over hit in that one game was because they scored 9 points in the last 40 seconds of a blowout for no reason. So technically, the under in this series should be 5-1. So yeah, we're at 195.5. We got 9 minutes to kill until Chris shows up. What do you guys want to talk about? Donovan Mitchell, a fraud. He just scored 50 points. Guys are brutal. He scored 50 points last game. Oh, yeah, it's 3.5 now. You're right. Let's run the poll at the correct line. All right, restarting the poll this time at 3.5 because that comment is correct. It was 3.5, and I knew that. I just wasn't thinking when I was typing the poll. Will the Tigers get swept? You know what? We could do that for a couple minutes. I could get the MLB spreadsheets out. We only have time to really look at one game, but all right, so will the Tigers get swept? He's talking about. My bad. 1 sec. Tigers at Yankees, and it's Cortez versus Skubal. Lefty-lefty battle. So we got Tigers. All right. Tigers have been hitting. Last 7 days, last 14 days, Tigers top 10 lineup. Tigers have been hitting lefties. Last 7 days, last 14 days, last 30. So nice start for the Tigers here. Not so much on the road, and specifically, and now in the last 7 days on the road, we're pretty much looking at this series, which, as we know, the Tigers haven't been hitting. But as a whole, the Tigers have been mediocre on the road. Let's see lefties game. Lefty. Oh, what the hell? I hate when the conditional formatting is off, man. 1 second. St. Louis. I hate this. I can't work with that. Where's the St. Louis one? Sorry about this. I know that's crazy that, like, who cares about the colors? I do. That's who cares. Tampa Bay. And White Sox. There we go. Colors are right. So now let's... People are probably watching this like, dude, who cares about the colors? I do. All right, so lefty starters versus the Tigers. Kyle Gibson's not a lefty, so this is obviously showing all starters, not lefties. Tyler Alexander's a lefty. Didn't really get to him. Perez is a lefty. 8 innings, 6 hits. They didn't get to him. JP Sears didn't really get to him. They scored 4 runs, but 7 base runners and 5 2/3 isn't excellent. So Tigers may have some good-looking numbers against lefties, but seems like they're coming against the bullpen because I'm looking at lefty starters here, and look at this. They didn't get to Manaea at all. We're all the way back at April 1st now, but I don't trust the Tigers lineup against lefties. Let's look at Cortez game logs. Hold on. There we go. What the hell? 1 second. I've been formatting this spreadsheet so it's available to everyone in the Discord, which is awesome. People are pumped about it. But in turn, some of the formatting is off. But it'll be fixed. It'll be fixed. Bam. Bam. There we go. Okay. Anyway, Nestor Cortez game logs. All right. 8 hits and 2 walks in 6 innings isn't great, but that's on the road in Baltimore. H&A is home and away, by the way. Good start at home against Oakland. Good start at home against Tampa. Good start at home against the Marlins. So his last 3 home starts were great, and I bet you that reflects in this one here. Yeah, Cortez at home. Let's go with like 4-15. So his last 2 home starts, 193 ERA, 308 expected fit. Last 3, 120. So Nestor Cortez has been a beast at home, and I don't trust the Tigers lineup against lefties. So I like Cortez the deal. Let's look at the Yankees numbers. Yankees have, okay, this is a little concerning because Yankees have great hitting numbers, but not so much against left-handed pitching. Last 7 days, last 14 days, last 30 days. Yankees line have definitely been better against righties as of late. Let's look at some game logs of starters. They did get to Alex Wood, but who the hell hasn't gotten to Alex Wood, honestly? Kyle Muller. They didn't get to Sears. Just 3 hits and a walk in 6 innings. Sears didn't get to Tyler Alexander. Didn't get to Kikuchi. So I don't... How do you not go under here? What's the total at in this? 6.5. Get the fuck out of here. 6.5. Oh, man. Let's look at some bullpen availability here. Oh, wait. Okay. Yankees bullpen, some usage here. These guys should be available, but the Tigers did just see Clay Holmes. Let's look at the Tigers. Jeez. It's crazy that I want to lean under, even though it's at 6.5. That's just nuts. Yeah, that. By the way, if you're wondering about those spreadsheets, I have good news for you. I think starting tomorrow, they should be provided for you in the Discord. So if you now you won't be able to change the team and the pitcher and all that, but I think you're going to get a screenshot of the whole sheet. Like, you know what? I'll show you. So I think this is what and this is what I was working on late last night. What the heck? Did my internet browser just freeze up? Looks like it did. Am I still live? Google Chrome just froze up on me. I think I'm still live, but the Google Chrome just froze up on me. I can't. So I can't see. Yeah, oh, someone asked how to get in the Discord. It's on KyleKirms.com. So if you subscribe on the website, it comes with you get access to the Discord. It comes with that. Not everyone even uses it. There's a lot of people that subscribe to the website that aren't even in there. Chris, you there? For some reason, I don't know how I can. Hold on. I can't. My internet browser, like my Google Chrome, it's frozen up. I can't. Can you see my screen? It's white, right? I'm live, but I can't. That's so weird. I don't know what. Hold on. Yeah, I might have to leave and come right back in. Oh, we're good. We're good. It just came back. That was weird. I've never had that happen before. Oh, wait. No, it's still not active right, though. All right. I'm going to have to close the browser. And so it's going to bounce me out, and I'll be right back in. There we go. Now it's working. I don't know what the hell that was. Sorry about that. Now it should be. There we go. So, yeah, I think we're good now. Chris, can you hear me? One second. There we go. Chris, can you hear me? Chris, can you hear me? Hello, Chris, can you hear me? All right, we're good now. That was some weird. All right, we are good. I don't know. My browser froze up, ruined everything. All right, let's talk NBA, and then the poll should be back up now. There we go. All right, so we got Game 7, Orlando on the road in Cleveland. I'm on the Magic here. I got it at 3.5. And I think the way I explained it last night, and I feel like the best way to phrase how I feel about this series is, okay, so there's two ways to look at it. You can look at it through the home-away splits. You can look at the home-away splits and say the home team is 6-0 in this series. Cleveland's at home. How do you not take the Cavs? 100% makes sense. And if you're betting the Cavs for that reason, not mad at you. I get it. Or you can look at this series as the Cavs are super young and they needed a couple games to get used to this playoff atmosphere. They were bad in game 1 and 2 because since game 3, Orlando's been the significantly better team than Cleveland. Orlando's 3-1 in those 4 games. They're 4-0 against the spread. Their only loss was in Cleveland by 1 point, and Banchero had a floater to tie the game with about 50 seconds left. They lost by 1, and by the way, they covered. The way I'm seeing this series is since Game 3, Orlando's been the much better team, and Cleveland, I think we could start saying, I think Cleveland is, as a whole, is thinking that this experiment, well, I shouldn't even call it an experiment, this build of a team is a bit of a failure. I mean, this is supposed to be a win-now team, the way they built it with Mitchell and Mobley and Allen, and they're not even close to a top team in the East. Orlando looks like the better team. So as far as the not want to say motivation factor, because obviously the Cavs are going to be motivated at home, but I'm going to go with the confidence factor. We just saw Donovan Mitchell score 50 points and play out of his mind and still lost. If we're going to get Donovan Mitchell's best fastball and the Orlando Magic are still the better team, how do you not take the points with them here? They covered the number in 4 in a row, like I said. Yeah, I mean, maybe Jarrett Allen still questionable?
He is. I was going to talk about that a little bit here.
Yeah,
Kyle,
well, okay,
man,
you can go ahead.
I'll let
But
you finish.
even if he comes back, the last 2 games Jared Allen played in, Orlando beat the shit out of Cleveland by like 25 and 38 points or something. So him coming back wouldn't even scare me off. I'm on the Magic. I already bet it. Already posted it.
Yeah, I didn't bet it, Cal, but I'm right there with you. I want to see what happens with Jared Allen. If he gets rolled in and I can grab a 4, I would love that. But the 3.5, 4, it's all the same thing. I went back and forth on this one, Kyle, because historically, of course, these, the home teams win these games. They don't always cover the number, but they do win, like, historically. But you make so many great points, and I got a couple more that I want to mention. It's only Orlando plus 3.5. I'm not looking towards Cleveland. So as of like 10 minutes ago, so I was waiting for the show to start, just kind of going through reading the beat report and stuff. When asked if Jared Allen was gonna play, JB Bickerstaff said, "quote, we'll see," end quote. I don't like that. Doesn't sound confident to me that he's going to be out there. I also saw reports that he couldn't like lift his arm like above his head. I'm not sure how he's going to rebound the ball or dunk the ball. Like if he's not able to do that, even if he does come back in this game. And on the opposite side, Gary Harris is available to play. I think that boosts the perimeter defense. On the likes of a guy like Donovan Mitchell and Gary Harris. Now he gets to share that. They get to share that load with Jalen Suggs. And you mentioned some of the other things, guys. Since game 1 versus Cleveland, Orlando's 3-1 straight up, 4-0 against the spread. They're plus 16 in point differential, and their only loss, like you said, came by 1 point. The Magic have actually had more points off turnovers, more second chance points. They've been the better rebounding team. They've drawn more fouls, which is key because they do struggle to score the basketball. For all of those reasons, I also want to mention just a shout out to Ralph Michaels over at Wager Talk. He posted this earlier. Home teams as dogs of 4 points or less are 3-10 straight up. That's 23% and 2-11 in game 7s. Again, 2-11 against the spread. Only 15% are those. 15% of the time do those home dogs of 4 points or home teams that are dogs of 4 points or less. So if you're a 4.5 point favorite or more, you're 30-9 straight up. So it's a big gap there. Based on what the live makers put that at. And then shout out to sportsbook breakers as well. He mentioned this guy. So the Magic are plus 43 in the series, right? Those 2 blowout wins in Orlando were much bigger than the ones that Cleveland got in game 1 and game 2. So teams in game 7 that have a plus 29 margin, I just mentioned they were a plus 43, are 9-2 straight up and against the spread. It says that the better team typically wins in game 7. So for all of those reasons, it's only plus 3.5. I just haven't bet it yet. I also want to talk a little bit about the total real quick. Yesterday, I talked about that under yesterday. I think this is another first half under spot. It's 90. I think it's down to 99.5. You may be able to find 100.5 on some books, but it's game 7 jitters. We know that game 7s typically trend towards the under. 42 and 26, I think, to the under all time are the unders. And I like attacking the first half specifically because of those jitters. We know that Orlando is a young team. Cleveland's actually been the better first half team amongst the 2 teams. So I couldn't talk anybody off looking at Cleveland. If you like them, maybe you take them early. That's a significant drop off in the Cleveland Cavaliers in the second half versus the first half. So expecting a bunch of missed shots, bunch of good defense, max effort, slow pace. Teams have played each other 6 times at this point, so they know all the tricks of the moves and all that good stuff. And if you do believe in the quote unquote Orlando is a young team and the lights might be too bright, then an offense could struggle, but they will play really good defense. And then one more thing I wanted to mention. So according to NBA.com tracking data, the Cavs have taken 185 3-pointers through the first 6 games of the series versus Orlando. Of those attempted, 144 have been classified as open or wide open. Wow. And they're shooting 28.4%. Donovan Mitchell is on his way to I'm not sure where he's going to, Kyle. Maybe you start another show where you kind of predict where he's going to after the season over, because even if you're the Cavs and you win this series, congratulations, you get Boston in the next round.
It's the battle to see who gets the right to lose to Boston.
Absolutely. So for all of those reasons, I'm only looking at Orlando. Like I said, I haven't locked it in yet, but I do like the first half under 100.5, maybe 99.5. Either one of those I think are pretty good. So yeah. And to that point too, Kyle, so the games that were played in Cleveland so far, game 1, 94 points, game 2, 100 points, game 5, 94 points at the end of the first half of all 3 of those games that were played in Cleveland so far.
I'm inclined to tail you on that first half under after last night. I've never seen a total that was so blatantly, the pace was so blatantly different right after halftime. Score was 44-40 entering halftime. Chris's first half under cleared by like 16 points? Crushed it. And then they came out and started. It looked like a completely different basketball game in the third quarter. So that first half under was a really good call. So I'm inclined to tail you on that. I guess in the video I uploaded, this is what I said for the total. I said I'd go here. Cleveland team total under. It was at 98.5 at the time. But now the total moved up to 195.5. I bet you it's at 99.5 now. So I bet you it's here now. If you're looking to bet a total, this is what I said I would do. I don't know if I really am comfortable betting an under at 190. Well, at the time it was 194. It's 195.5 now. But after what we've seen in this series, I'm inclined to lean under. But I didn't bet the total. My money is on Orlando plus 3.5. I also put a few dollars on the Orlando money line. But if you're asking me what I think the best bet is, it's the Orlando plus the points. In a series that's been super low scoring, I think plus 3.5 has a good chance of coming in handy. So I like Orlando plus the points here.
One last thing real quick, to your point about the Cleveland Cavaliers potentially not being able to score. So in the 249 possessions with Jared Allen on the floor, their offensive points per 100 possessions is 104.8. Within the 282 possessions now without Jared Allen, their offensive point score per 100 possessions is 94.7. So that speaks to your point that, Cleveland's offense has really, really struggled to score, specifically in the second half of games. They're averaging like 43 points in the second half of the last 3 games. So team total under makes a ton of sense here too.
Yeah. So, I mean, they wouldn't put the total at 195 for no reason.
Right.
So the community likes the Magic, 52%, 32% split on the total. So real quick, before we move on to baseball, I'm just going to run a second poll. And let's see what the community thinks. Just straight up over 195.5, under 195.5. That way, if you bet Cavs or if you pick Cav or Magic in the poll, give your opinion in on the total. Over or under?
Yeah. And real quick, Spence, I see Spence Best asked about this in the chat. So I shouted out SportsBacker. If you're on Twitter, Spence Bets, give SportsBacker Breakbacker. Hold on, let me just make so a sportsbook breaker. Just Twitter that, put that in X or Twitter, and it'll come right up. You'll find that trend that I'm talking about there. But most of this stuff is SDQL, sports data query language. You just got to know the syntax to find these different things. You pretty much can find anything you want. Just wanted to answer that question, Kyle.
This is crazy. So we have 140 votes in, and it's 49%, 51%. So I don't know if I've ever seen it this dead split out of 2 options before. We'll give it 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and poll. And the winner is the under slightly. Wow, 50% to 49%. So, yeah, very split on the total. All right, make sure you guys give Chris a follow on Twitter. Appreciate him taking time on a Sunday to come on. Yeah, Chris, I'm actually in a charity golf event tomorrow, so I'm not doing a show. Okay. So we'll talk on Tuesday.
Okay.
Also, we got to talk and set up the I got graphics ready for WNBA, so we got to talk and set that up. Season's in what, 2 weeks?
Yeah, just about 2 weeks. Preseason started on Friday.
All right, cool. So we'll talk and set up a schedule how we're going to do that.
That'll work. Appreciate you for having me on, Cal. Best of luck. Enjoy your golf tournament tomorrow as well. And best of luck to the chat, man. I hope you guys cash whatever it is that you do play today.
For sure, man. Enjoy your Sunday.
You too.
All right. Let me send Toast the link again because I had a malfunction. With the internet browser, and I think Toast might have been kicked out during that process. All right, let's talk Seam is right. The return of Manoa, I know. What's up, man? Good morning. So it's just me and you. So we're just gonna. I'm gonna have the spreadsheets open, and instead of like you lecturing everyone, we're just gonna go through them together and share our thoughts as we're looking at stuff. Rather than
I didn't want to lecture anybody.
no, but I meant like rather than I didn't look at these games, so I didn't want you to have to sit there and talk for 60 minutes straight. So we'll kind of just like look together and share our thoughts as we're going. Especially like if you would have to go through 15 games by yourself on a Sunday.
You know I could do that, though.
Oh, I know. It's better.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that was on the record. I could do it if I had to.
All right, so first game up, the return of Manoah. This is his first start of the season. As we know, last year he got sent back down to the minors, then came back, threw one good game, and then I'm pretty sure he was back to trash right after that. Let's bring up.
I will say, though, that one good game that he threw, it was really nice because it was against the Angels. And I remember me and you, and maybe it was just me and you that believed, but it was like, yo, no one's going to back Manoah here. We're going to back him today, and we're going to make money because the world's going to go the other way. And we made money. I'm dead serious. I thought I was going to do the same damn thing here today. It's not the case. It seems like a lot of people are betting the Blue Jays. I'm not going to sit here and think that Alek Manoah is going to pitch really well, but I mean, the Blue Jays have. I do think they're a little bit better, and they're facing a lefty in Mackenzie Gore. But yeah, I lean the Nats here. I like I said, I was kind of thought I was going to try to be sharp. I didn't end up betting it. This is not a game I bet, but I would play the Nats here. This Nats team, again, I keep on talking about it, continues to win series. And actually, I make sure I check their bullpen now, because now that I'm saying it out loud, if I say it out loud and I don't bet it, yeah, I'm going to be on the Nats here today. This team just keeps on winning series. If you keep going back, they just continue to win series. 6-4 their last 10, 11-9 their last 20. But again, I keep on saying 4 of those losses are to the Dodgers, so they're playing very really good right now. Mackenzie Gore's been awesome for them. I understand that he's taken a loss in his last 3 starts. That was against Houston, kills lefties, against the Dodgers, where he gave up 1 run, which, I mean, whatever. And then against the Rangers, where he went 5 innings and gave up 2 runs. So there's not even a point. The worst point that he's looked this season was against Houston at home. And Toronto, I will give them, hit lefties better than the righties do, but they don't hit them as well as Houston does. Houston's one of the better teams in the league doing that. So again, Nats have everybody rested and ready and available in their bullpen. I actually trust that Nats bullpen. I know that the numbers aren't like over the moon great, but again, this team continues to win games. Yeah. I don't know what your thoughts on it, but
well, I would only go Nats too. And what I brought up was I actually put it on the screen. I brought up some EV
and then
analytics.
the Toronto bullpen. They've seen the Toronto bullpen a lot the last 2 days. So not necessarily that is the Toronto bullpen tax, but they saw Romano for 25 pitches. They saw Trevor Rogers the last 3 days, and he's went 3 of the last 4 days. They saw Nate Pearson. They saw Miza 2 days in a row. They saw Swanson the other day. They lit his ass up. They saw Cabrera for 28 pitches. So Cabrera will be available today, but they saw him for 28 pitches. So there's a lot of small little things going the Nats way as well.
I wanted to bring this up. So want to know who the most profitable teams in baseball are? Oakland number 1, Kansas City, Nationals 3, Cleveland, Brewers, Cubs.
You know how I know that? Because yesterday somebody was giving me crap for betting the Nats. And I said, yeah, the Nats have been so terrible to me, because he was like, man, you bet the Nats so much. I don't know what you're doing. And I'm like, really? Well, here you go, bro. Check this out.
So talk about a year where the public's off to a rough start. Look at these teams: Oakland, Kansas City, Washington. Cleveland.
Shout out Oakland, baby. Just keep on riding that wave, baby. Let's go.
So, it would only be in fact, I am down to add Nationals to the watch list.
I'm probably going to add that now. I think there's a reason that it's still minus 110. They're not giving us plus money.
All right, let's move on to the next game.
Not that we should be getting plus money, but obviously everybody's still betting the freaking Blue Jays.
Yeah, I mean, for us that are betting baseball every single day, it's a common knowledge that the Nats are turning a profit. But to a more casual bettor, they might not even have caught on that the net. You know what I mean? Someone just bets a couple nights a week. They might not even have caught on that the Nats are a good team. So sometimes,
or if you're just tailing bets on a nightly basis, like
they might not even have noticed that. So let's go over to the next game is Colorado at Pittsburgh. So we got Colorado, Pittsburgh, Feltner. Is it Ryan Feltner, right? And he's
yes.
He's a lefty.
No, he is a righty.
He's a righty. Oh, and then Bailey Falter is the lefty.
Yes.
It's Feltner versus Faulkner.
Feltner versus Falter, but yes.
Feltner versus Falter.
Correct.
And the first graphic we have on the screen is the Rockies bats, and they are electric as always. I mean, I won't bet Pittsburgh is a -150 favorite. I could tell you that, but I mean,
so I'll be betting Pittsburgh first 5 run line at plus 100. So Bailey Falter coming off his worst start of the year against the wagon that is the Oakland Athletics. But besides that, his 2 starts at home this year, he's been fantastic. 6 innings, 1 hit, no runs against Baltimore. 7 innings, 3 hits, 1 run against the Milwaukee Brewers. So not only has he pitched well, he's seen really good competition. Ryan Feltner is essentially going to give you 2 or 3 runs no matter any time that he takes the mound. And I honestly think that's going to be enough. Keep in mind, Colorado is in a really, really shit spot right now. They just got done playing Houston in Mexico. Then they had to go to Miami for a couple of days. Now they're up in Pittsburgh, and this is the last game before they fly all the way home for the West Coast to get home to their families. I think Colorado's probably packed it in. You could probably play Pittsburgh -1.5 as well and feel comfortable with it. I think Pittsburgh wins this one pretty easy today.
Dude, -150. I mean, you did go with the first 5 run line. I mean, I guess let's say that's about plus 105, somewhere in there.
Plus 100, yeah.
Plus 100. You could see here the lefty game logs. The Rockies actually did get to Martin Perez, but before that, they couldn't touch Framber. Didn't really get to Sanchez at all. Didn't really get to Ranger Suarez at all. He pitched a complete game shutout. So
he's been doing that to everybody, though. So
yeah, it's really tough to make a case for the Rockies. So I mean, I'll put it up on the screen because I guess this would be my pick for this game, but I won't be betting this. I guess there's no way I'm betting the Pirates at this price. To be honest, I'd probably go here. If I was if there's a gun to my head, I would probably go right here. But it's a Sunday afternoon, and this game could be 11-10 for like this. Sunday's the day of weirdness, and those of you that have been betting sports for years know exactly what I'm talking about. So 47%, 35% in favor of Colorado. So community's leaning towards the Rockies, and I can't really blame them. One of the worst lineups in baseball, and the Pirates at -150. I mean, the Pirates scored 1 run yesterday. Wasn't the final score 1-0 yesterday?
Yeah, 1-0. So it's for me. I feel like that spot for the Rockies was enough to send me over the edge, and then the fact that Falter has faced really good competition and still stood up to it was worth it for me.
I mean, based on the game logs we just saw for the Rockies against left-handed starters, you could say that if Pittsburgh gets 1 off of Feltner, that's enough to cast that. All right. Scooball on the road in Yankee Stadium, and we were looking at this one before when we were waiting.
Yeah, I disagree. I'm on Tigers first 5, Tigers full game. I think you guys are really underestimating how good Tariq Skubal has been this year.
Well, hold on. We didn't take Yankees, though. We took. I said under
the Tigers. Yeah, and I say first 5 over 3.5. I don't trust Nestor Cortez, guys. I'm not trying to make a case at all that the Detroit Tigers are some lefty killing lineup that they're going to come in here and get to Nestor Cortez. But Nestor Cortez hasn't looked good in 3 of his last 4 starts. And I know you can say, oh, he looks good at home. Well, he got hit up a little bit by Oakland. I mean, I know it was 7 innings, but I'm just saying, like, 3 runs. I mean, it's not that impressive against Oakland, especially at home, and you're supposed to be that good. I think that Detroit has a starting pitching advantage with Skubal. I think Detroit has the bullpen advantage with Clay Holmes going yesterday, Weaver going 38 yesterday, Caleb Ferguson going 20 yesterday. They're going to be available. But now, again, just like I talked about the last game, Detroit has seen all these guys in the Yankees bullpen yesterday and the day before. I understand that they killed us on Friday. I get that. But they've also played really well against this Yankees team. And keep in mind, this Yankees offense isn't back, guys. They scored 1 run in the first, and they scored 4 runs in the third yesterday, and then a whole bunch of other zeros. If they can get to Tariq Skubal and put up a crooked number in 1 or 2 innings, so be it. Go ahead. Go Yankees, go. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think that Detroit can steal one here. Detroit's 5-0 against left-handed pitching this year. I think this is a spot I think this is a Detroit spot, and I think that they win.
Let me pull up the lefties because this was the significant one. In case you're just joining us and weren't here when I went through this before. So Yankees have solid hitting numbers, last 7, last 14 days, last 30, but looking against lefties. Last 7.
I haven't seen a lefty since April 25th.
That was my next stop right here. April 25th, Alex Wood. They did get to him, but who doesn't get to Alex Wood? Alex Wood is certainly not Scooble.
Thank you.
They couldn't get to J.P. Sears. 4 base runners, 6 innings, 3 earned runs off J.P. Sears. They couldn't get to Tyler Alexander. So what if that's the way you feel, I would be inclined to go here then. Rather than, because I don't trust the Tigers' bats, I'd be inclined to go here. Yankees team total.
I don't hate that. Yeah, I don't hate that at all.
The total's 6.5, but the Yankees are favored. So I bet this 3.5 team total isn't even that bad, the price. So I would lean there, but I'm not going to put that on the list. Oops. All right. Let's move on to the next.
Yeah, they have it heavy juiced at -140 for the under.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah.
At 6.5 for the game total? That, you know what? That 6.5 might be juiced. They might even be lower. Whatever. So, yeah, it's not going on my list. I'm not betting a team total under 3.5 and -140. Hell no. The stupid-ass Mets. You know, everything would have been all right last night. I went 1-3 in MLB. I know you had a good day. I went 1-3. My one hit was the Dodgers at a full unit at plus money. So it was a Dodgers -1.5. So I had a nice hit. But all I needed was the Mets to win that game. If the Mets win that game, then I go 2-2, and my 2 wins were my 2 top bets. So all I needed yesterday was the Mets, and how do you not scrape across anything against the Rays bullpen? That was not just as a Mets fan, but as somebody that had a few $100s on the Mets. That was very disappointing.
Trust me, I had Mets team total over 3.5. They had that one early. They should have had at least 2. I was kind of worried after that. I was like, damn, this really sucks.
This is bad.
But I did play them today. I did throw a half a unit at them at plus 100. I do think that we have a couple advantages going our way. Sevy's back, guys. I know that he looked, somewhat vulnerable against San Francisco on the road. 6 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs. And I know that he's only made one other road start against Cincinnati, and he went 5 innings, gave up 3 hits and 2 runs, one of them being unearned. Everything, again, I understand it's at home, but everything else been really good. 5 innings, 1 run against the Royals, 6 innings, 1 run against Pittsburgh, 8 innings, 1 run against the Cubs. We just saw him pitch really, really well. So I have no reason to believe. I know that he doesn't have the best history against Tampa, but there's only 2 people on the Tampa Bay lineup today that have seen Luis Severino, and that's Ahmed Rosario and Yandy Diaz, and they're combined a 2 for 11 against him. Okay, on top of the fact that we're getting this price because Ryan Pepio has been really good as well. There's no question about that. And I think that he pitches well, but he's also not going to pitch the whole games, which will bring us to what? The bullpens. Jason Adam has went 2 of the last 3 days. Phil Maton has went 2 of the last 3 days. They used Garrett Clevenger to go 19 pitches yesterday. They saw Armstrong and Kelly for multiple pitches, are over 15 pitches each the prior day before that. The Mets bullpen. Everybody's rested and ready to go besides Ottavino. I'll take my chances if you're going to give me Sean Reed Foley, Reed Garrett, and Edwin Diaz rested and ready to go behind Sevy. I'll take my chances. So, yeah, Mets on the money line at plus 100.
Not to mention the Mets bullpen has just been flat out way better than Tampa.
Yeah, bullpen.
Even if you take the rest out of it.
That was like, yeah.
So a couple things I want to show you guys on the spreadsheet here. I had Severino's game logs up while Toast was talking about him. Very impressive recently. But check this out. Now, it might be a little early for this kind of data in the season. Look at Severino's numbers against bottom 10 lineups versus righties, which the Rays definitely are. He's 23rd, and he's got an 0.82 ERA in 11 innings pitched against bottom 10 lineups against righties. It's the top 10 lineups that he's struggling with. He's got a 2.20 whip, 5.40 ERA, and 5 innings. Well, that's probably 1 start. But he's got 2 starts against bottom 10 lineups against righties. He's got excellent numbers. So he was very good when he started against bad lineups. Now, this data is going to be more interesting in about a month. We're still a little early in the season, but definitely cool. I just built this year, so I'm very excited about it. Watch, if I change this, it goes to 5.
He said, "Watch if I change this. Check this out."
So his only start against a bottom 5 lineup versus righties, 6 innings pitched, 0 earned runs. How do you like that? Am I gonna do it? I
don't know. I think we're gonna steal the price because Pepio's on the mound.
What happened last night? The Discord's gonna hate this that we bet the Mets again. After last night, there were people in all caps like, "Never again."
I've actually had a lot of success with the Mets. I mean, they haven't really killed me that bad. I mean, I've taken a couple losses. Don't get me wrong, but
all right, let's move on to the next game. Community actually agrees with us that the Mets are the play, so maybe they'll be down with the Mets bet. Angels Guardians is next. They were like all capitals. "Never again in my life will I bet this bum ass, trash ass." Like, they were pissed at the Mets. All right, Angels on the road in Cleveland. So Griffin Canning making the start here against Carrasco. I know you had the Angels yesterday. That was one of your losses, right?
yeah. I mean, don't really know what to expect from Reed Detmers now. Obviously, he started the year really, really well, but giving up I don't know. It was Austin Hedges' day. I mean, he had a home run. He threw a guy out at second. It was, So, I mean, the Angels are terrible. They were a dog. It is what it is. I don't know. I can't get back to him here today. Griffin Canning has shown flashes at times that he can be like a serviceable starter, and then everything just kind of falls apart for him. I do think that if facing this Cleveland Guardians team that's just full of a ton of lefties is probably going to give him a lot of trouble. I would have played this more at like the 130 range. I think it's into the 150s now. So it's kind of really hard for me to get there. But Griffin Canning against left-handed batters is giving up a 314 average and a 921 OPS. And so keep in mind, Cleveland is going to have, let me double check their lineup, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left-handed batters in their lineup. So I guess he's getting a little bit of break with only 6 of them in the lineup today. But regardless, this is Cleveland or pass for me. I didn't bet it because I kind of missed the boat on the number. But yeah, maybe a team total if you're really trying to bet it. But I think this game actually has a chance to get rained out, or there's like 70% chance of rain. So
it'd be Cleveland or pass here for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I did bring up the numbers Toast was referring to. Griffin Canning, some concerning numbers against left-handed bats. 395 WOBA, 175 WHIP. 471 expected FIP isn't terrible, but these two
that's not bad. Yeah.
Are ugly. And Cleveland, as we know, this is dating back to last season, extremely lefty-heavy lineup. So, I mean, I guess I'll put Cleveland up, but I don't trust the Cleveland bats right now as a whole. So it would be Cleveland or pass for me as well.
Yeah, it's just I kind of missed the boat on the price and Sunday.
What was it last night? Was it like 115?
Like 130.
Oh, it's not that bad. It's 5 cents.
No, I think it's like 150 now. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, is it really? That must have just moved because 154.
Yeah, it's 150. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh hell no! I'm not even saying Cleveland or pass.
That's why I was like, no. If I could get it at 135, I would have took it.
Yeah, no. It's not even. Erase what I said about Cleveland or pass. It's pass. Cleveland's bum ass lineup at minus 155. Get the fuck out of here. All right, so Bryce Miller at Houston. You've been making a freaking killing on this series. You actually did take one of the losses. No. That was in the Rangers series. You took the loss.
No, I've had 4 bets in this series. I've won 3 of them. The one loss I lost, the bullpen blow up.
Okay. So, Mariners at Astros again. Toast had Mariners at plus 120 or 125 or whatever that was. I know that you like Bryce Miller, but I can never tell if you're being a homer or you actually like the guy.
I really like him, and I bet Seattle Seattle last night, and I bet Seattle first 5 this morning when it came out. Guys, I understand it's during the day, but I don't really care. Bryce Miller has been an absolute stud. Coming off a game at home, I'll give him that at home against Atlanta. 7 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, 10 strikeouts. He was awesome. His 2 road starts, one of them in Milwaukee, went 7 innings, gave up 3 hits, 0 runs, 7 strikeouts. He was awesome. The other one on the road at Texas, 4 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, a couple of hard hit balls. He didn't really look great there, but Texas really, really has his number. Now you might say to yourself, well, Houston plays in that division. They might have his number. Well, he's had 3 starts against Houston. His first 2 starts, 12 innings, 12 in the third innings, 4 hits, 0 runs, 7 strikeouts. His other start, he gave up 4 runs against them. So I trust that he can pitch well. He also has a rested Seattle bullpen behind him. Nobody worked yesterday for Seattle because of the blowout. So Munoz, Stanek, Spear, all those guys. The only guy is Saucedo. Ended up getting this close yesterday, your boy. So he's probably, I mean, he only threw 10 pitches in the close to get that close, but save, excuse me. And then Hunter Brown. I mean, I know that he pitches a little bit better at home. He pitched well at home against Atlanta. He pitched well at home against the Yankees. He got lit up against Cleveland. I don't expect the Mariners to light him up, but I will say they did see him 2 times last year, and he went 5 2/3 innings in 2 starts, gave up 16 hits and 11 runs. So I don't think it's crazy to say that the Mariners have the starting pitching advantage. The Mariners bats have been just as fine or just as good as Houston's this series, and Houston's facing a righty, not a lefty. So I actually give the bats advantage to Seattle. And we all know that Seattle's bullpen is very, very solid as well. And I trust them. So yeah, Seattle first 5, Seattle money line. Let's keep on running it back.
You know what everyone's saying in the comments, right? It's a day game.
Oh yeah, I don't care. It's in a dome.
Prop Beaver would roll over in his grave if he heard that.
I worry about day-night splits when there's no domes. That makes more sense to me. I can get behind it there.
Something else that supports Toast Bet. Look at the Mariners' batting numbers on the road here.
Oh yeah, they're road warriors, baby.
Yeah, for real. Now, last 7 days is small. Last 14 days is even small. But last 30 days, top 10 lineup on the road. And it is Hunter Brown who
hasn't looked good.
Hey, he is coming off a decent start against Cleveland. This is actually 6 or yeah, but he only let up 7 base runners. I don't really. Yeah, this guy sucks. Never mind.
Oh my, whoa.
Yeah, never mind. Scratch what I said. This guy sucks. I would go here though because, man, Prop Beaver's in my head. I can't trust the Mariners during the day, man. He casts a spell on me. I can't do it.
I will say they do have a losing record of the day.
Dude, his day-night splits are so silly, but he's won me bets
I don't
with
think
them.
that they're silly. I just think that I don't think that they're silly at all. Yeah, they do have a losing record. I don't have them written down. I had some numbers written down for the podcast, but Seattle wasn't on there. But I do know that they have a losing record during the day.
I'm asking real quick. Should Prop Beavers day-night splits be ignored in a dome? Yes, no. Let's see how much people believe in Prop Beaver's day-night splits here. Should they be ignored in the dome? So you're saying yes, they should be ignored. Pretty split. Prop Beaver's got a cult following now, man. People,
as he should. He does really good work.
Yeah, he does do a good job. All right, so I don't want to waste too much time on this poll, but 50. It's pretty split, but so 53% of you, 52% of you said yes, ignore the splits. 47% of you are still believing in Prop Beaver's day-night splits, even in a dome, which means Beaver has connected with the audience because they're believing.
I'd like to see. Yeah, I wonder if you could split that up or not. I wonder if Fangraphs could do that.
You definitely can. I mean, I could with my sheets. It would take a second though. I don't have it set up.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the point. Is this the time that it would take?
I would just have to go and enter dome or not dome, and then I can tell you in 2 seconds. All right, Rangers on the road in Kansas City.
Pitching matchup was yesterday. It's Gray versus Lynch now.
Ah, shit. I'm sorry. That's actually on me. Andy's not in the office this morning. So it's Daniel Lynch.
Yep. Daniel Lynch.
Is this his first start of the year?
Yes.
Okay. I remember him last year.
Yeah, he wasn't terrible.
And he's a lefty. He's a lefty, right? Okay.
Yes.
And we got John Gray pitching against Daniel Lynch, but no date is going to come up from him, so all I need to do is make sure it says L. All right. I got the spreadsheets up.
And also, Daniel Lynch has like a IV after the end of his name. So just so you know, like if it ever screws up, like because you can't find it, when you look him up on.
Oh, I follow you. It's
okay,
Daniel
so I'll
Lynch,
just giving you a heads up.
The fourth.
I don't know how.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah, it's dumb. So for me, I didn't want to take a side in this one. Kansas City broke my heart yesterday. I think it's time Michael Wacha is kind of washed. I think that shoulder might be just too much for him to overcome because he looked really, really bad yesterday. But nevertheless, I am going with Kansas City. Somehow, some way, I want to bet them at home. So I got Kansas City team total over 3.5 minus 120. You can pretty much get that anywhere. I understand that John Gray has actually been really good for Texas. My issue with them is that he's only had one road start. It was against Detroit. Detroit's bats aren't nearly as good as Kansas City, especially when Kansas City is at home. Another thing is that Kansas City has hit this numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6 of their last 7 games. So Kansas City's not winning. I mean, they're winning. They're 6-4 their last 10. That's like 500, but they are scoring runs. And like I said, John Gray's been really good, but against Seattle, Washington, Detroit, Oakland, Houston, who doesn't hit righties very well. So he hasn't really seen a potent lineup. Not trying to make a case that Kansas City's some crazy potent lineup, but they are capable of scoring runs. They are 12-5 at home or 12-6 now after yesterday at home. So they do pitch well or play well at home. So yeah, at a short price, I'll take my chances of Cincinnati scoring some runs.
At Kansas City. You said Cincinnati.
My bad.
So yeah, I mean, Kansas City's been a great lineup at home this season. I know last 14 days these don't look great, but that's a small sample size. Full season, this is a top 10 lineup at home, top 10 lineup borderline in the last 30 days. They've also been pretty solid against right-handed pitching, which entering the season we kind of thought they'd be better against lefties. They've actually been really good against right-handed pitching. I've never been a John Gray guy, so I'm inclined to back you, but are the Rangers going to snap out of this and start hitting lefties or what?
See, and that's another thing is like I don't know. I think so. I mean, yesterday they scored 15 runs. On Thursday they scored 6 runs. The day before that they scored 7. So they're going like this flip flop. They score 7, they score 0. They score 6, they score 1. They score 15, and now here we are today. Like obviously those aren't lefties, but there's a lot of talent on this Rangers roster, but at the same time, like I said, yesterday while I was betting Kansas City, they are a 500 ball club. The last 10, last 20, last 30 games, they are playing 500 baseball. Period.
And here are game logs for lefties against Texas Rangers, what Joseph's talking about right here. So they got to Mitchell Parker a little bit, didn't get to Mackenzie Gore, got to Andrew Abbott a little bit, 6 hits, but
And can I say one thing about the Mitchell Parker start? One of those runs was like a lucky Simeon double that bounced off the wall weird, so it actually gave him like a triple. So I'm just saying, like, it's just there's a little bit fraudulent numbers in there as well.
So I guess I'll put that up for me, and I'll add it. I'm going to add this to my watch list as a maybe. The Royals at plus money. Royals have been really good at home, and they're coming off a loss. And when you got a team like the Royals, this is kind of how I feel about just sports betting in general, not really baseball specific. You got a team in the Royals, and people bought in on them. You know, they've been the public side a few times this year. All it takes is a loss or two for the price for them to immediately become underpriced again. With a team like the Astros, all it takes is 2 wins, and all of a sudden they'll be super square, super public, super overpriced. That's because people are more inclined to believe that on a long-term basis. With the Royals, all it takes is a couple ugly games, and you'll be getting the Royals at a good price again. So Royals at home to plus money against a Rangers team that hasn't been that good and a starting pitcher I don't trust. I put Royals money line on my watch list, but I don't absolutely love it.
Pretty sure they have all their bullpen too. So
let's move on to the next game.
Dirty water.
Have the Twins lost the game yet?
No.
This is getting crazy, dude. Was it 13 in a row? 12 in a row?
I think it's 12, maybe. Yeah, I think it's 12. Could be 13.
The Minnesota Twins, and I think it's 12. I'm trying to think. I think it's 12 in a row now. The freaking Twins. You got Joe Ryan making a home start against Cooper Criswell. This spot doesn't exactly scream the streaks can end. I mean,
I bet Boston.
Okay, hold on. All right, I want to pull up the spreadsheet because I'm not opposed to something like this. Let me pull up the spreadsheet.
Spreadsheet and Minnesota bullpen is the two things you got to pull up.
All right, I'm getting them up right now. All right, Cooper Criswell pitching against Joe Ryan. Joe Ryan is a righty, and let me get the bullpens up. So we'll start with the where's my all right, the bullpens. So we'll start with the Twins bullpen. That's what you said to look at, right?
Yep.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right, so this is what Toast is talking about. Duran, back-to-back nights, not available. Griffin Jack's probably available, but he's pitched 2 of the last 4. So he's not exactly.
2 of the last 4, and Boston has seen him. Thibar isn't good at all. No Sands, who's actually been like one of their better guys. They're not going to risk him going 3 days in a row. There's no way in hell. And then they just saw the other 2 as well. So positive things at the back end of the game for Boston, considering the fact that all their guys are pretty much rested and ready to go. Slayton and Wizard went, but as long as you have Jansen, Martin at the back end,
Boston.
We just have to get to that part. So, anywho, Joe Ryan hasn't been very good. I mean, I guess I would say he's been an average MLB pitcher. He's also faced the White Sox twice, the Tigers twice, the Royals, and Cleveland. Yeah.
Well, actually, to that point, before you move on, right here on this graphic, Joe Ryan this year against bottom 10 lineup versus righties, he's thrown 23 earned innings. He hasn't thrown a single inning. He hasn't thrown a single pitch against a top 10 lineup versus righties yet.
Now, I'm not trying to make a case that Boston is some righty-killing lineup. That's not what I'm trying to make a case is. But what I am trying to say is that over my dead body is the Minnesota Twins this big of a favorite. Again, I know that they've won a lot of games in a row. And like I've said, that does a really good for your mental. I call it your mental. Like, you're going to play well when you're feeling good and playing good. I get that. But those games were against the Angels and the White Sox. And I understand they've won back-to-back games against Boston, but they've only scored 8 runs in those games. And yesterday was 3-1. It kind of could have went either way. Cooper Criswell has pitched really well for Boston. I mean, he pitched 5 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, or 0 runs against San Francisco. He went on the road to Cleveland, went 5 innings, gave up no runs. He went on the road to Toronto. He only went 3 1/3 innings and gave up 1 run. But I think this is going to be like a semi-bull. You're probably going to get 4 or 5 innings out of Cooper Criswell, and then you're going to get mixed match bullpen pieces. I trust Core to make the right decisions. I think we got an edge in the bullpen. I think the starting pitching is maybe a wash. So if you're going to give me a big plus price with Boston on a Sunday, I'm going to take it. So I'm not trying to beat down the door saying this is a lock or anything, but I think that you're getting really, really good value. I got him at plus 158 on Caesars, excuse me.
I think it is a lock. No, I'm joking. But yeah, I'm down to tail you on that. These Joe Ryan game logs don't look crazy impressive when you consider who he's pitching against. Screw it. Let's freaking do it.
It's a shot. It's a Sunday shot. That's for sure.
It's a Sunday shot. And I took a Saturday shot yesterday, and I was laughed at for it with my Giants pick.
Oh, my. Well, I was there right there with you, brother. I bet that before I even talked to you.
I love the comments that are, like, completely innocent and not being a dick, too. Someone was like, Kyle, why did you bet the Giants? It's like after the game, like, like not even trying to be a dick. Like, well, Kyle, why did you bet the Giants? Because I was wrong. That's why. All right. White Sox plus 130.
I mean, they were plus like what, 140 or whatever.
Plus 152.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah. There has been a pitching change. It's not Kyle Gibson. It's Matthew Liberatore now.
Ooh, the Liberatore.
Yeah.
What? I don't know if this is dead, but remember Liberatore at home.
Yeah, no, I was going to say it's Cardinals it's Cardinals minus 1.5 or pass for me. I think after the loss yesterday, I have a hard time believing the Cardinals lose 2 games in a row to the White Sox, or the White Sox win 2 games in a row against anybody that's not the Tampa Bay Rays. And Garrett Crochet's been pretty bad. I know that he had a decent start against Minnesota his last time out, but these Cardinal bats are starting to kind of sneakily starting to come to life here. So Yeah, I just there's no way I can get to the White Sox here today. I will say though, Cardinals have been better against right-handed pitching in general this year. I just wanted to point that out. But again, Garrett Crochet, I don't really trust him at all. That White Sox bullpen, I don't trust at all. It's Cardinals or pass, but again, I'm not going to bet it on Sunday.
How have the White Sox been against lefties? Probably pretty bad. I'm guessing.
Not as good as righties. I know that. Here, I'll tell you in 2 seconds.
Actually, I have it right here. Yeah, about one of the worst in the league. That's how they've been.
I was going to say.
They've also been one of the worst lineups in the league on the road.
I will say they haven't seen, and that's another thing. They have 981 plate appearances against right-handed pitchers, so almost 1,000. Only 200 plate appearances against lefties. They're hitting 171 with the 501 OPS. Like, they literally can't touch.
So not only have they been shit, but they haven't even seen a ton of them
at all. I'm going to find out when the last one they've seen is, because that's kind of weird. Holy shit. They haven't seen a lefty starter since April 13th. And they saw 3 of those guys in a 3 days period. And then they haven't seen another one besides the first game of the year.
Wow. All right. So, I mean, I guess I'd rather, I don't know if I want to lay 1.5 with the Cardinals at home. Maybe
exactly. That's
but
where I'm
maybe
at.
Pair the card. The problem is it's tough to find something to pair because there's no
other.
heavy. Yeah,
my favorite. Yeah, that's what.
The only one
I thought my same thing that you just said out loud. I did the same thing this morning. I was like,
the only one, the only
1.5. Do they have a pair?
The only pair would be the Twins, and we like Boston.
I know.
All right, so I'll put Cardinals or pass up. Not making my list though.
Yeah, I don't hate a Cardinals bet. It makes total sense though.
Proppy would be pissed. The resident Cardinals hater. I bet you Prop Beaver would be on White Sox first 5 team total over. He's bet that 1 billion times.
Yeah, but so have I, but not against the righty or not against the lefty. I don't think. Maybe, possibly.
So the total for this game's at 6.5, which is probably a reflection of how well Freddie Peralta's pitching, how cold the lineups have gotten, and probably some serious Sunday afternoon wind in Wrigley. And I didn't look at the weather report. I'm just assuming because that place is fucking crazy.
It's blowing in 10 miles an hour, but anytime it's blowing in, I mean, 10 miles an hour isn't a lot, but you're probably going to see a low total, most likely.
6.5 is pretty fucking low.
And to be honest, too, both of these starters have been lights out. I mean, honestly. So, I mean, regardless.
All right, we got Freddie Peralta making a road start. I'm getting the spreadsheets up for this one. It's Javier Assad, right? That's his first name, and he's a righty. All right, I got the spreadsheets up. Brewers screwed us yesterday. I went Brewers with you.
Yeah, but again, the Cubs got pretty lucky in that game. I'm on the Brewers again here. I played Brewers on the money line. Look, yesterday the Cubs got kind of lucky. I think that game should have at least went to extras. Whatever happens in extras happens in extras. But the Cubs getting that one run in the 8th really killed us. A couple missed calls, and then in the 9th, the pass ball, and then what was it? Frelick that didn't go to second, or both of the runners didn't move up, and then Contreras hits the single that only scores run, which would have tied the game. Blah 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 blah. I just think a lot of things went the Cubs' way yesterday. Scoring 2. I mean, keep in mind yesterday that Myers kid couldn't throw a strike. Literally could not throw a strike. So those 4 runs for the Cubs were gifted to them. I think the one in the 8th was gifted to them as well. I just don't feel like the Cubs are playing really good baseball right now. And now you're getting Freddie Peralta, who he had his blow up on the road. I don't think we're going to see that again. Besides that blow up in Pittsburgh on the road, his 3 starts, one at New York and against the Mets, 6 innings, 1 run, 1 hit. On the road at Baltimore, 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 run, 11 strikeouts. On the road at St. Louis, 6 innings, 4 hits, no runs, 7 strikeouts. He's been a stud. Doesn't have terrible history at Wrigley Field. He has a couple no decisions. He's given up 2 or 3 runs. But at the same time, I feel like that Cubs lineup was better at that time than they are right now. They're a little bit banged up right now. I give you that Javier Assad has been pretty good for them. His couple home starts his home starts though, Houston, Miami, Colorado. None of those teams hit well. None of those teams hit righties well at all. So I'm really not impressed. And he's not really going deep into ball games. And the Cubs bullpen, they're not super taxed, but Hector Neris hasn't looked great. He's went 3 of the last 4 days. Mark Leiter went 20 pitches yesterday. They're going to have Almonte. Alize, Brewers saw him. Sorry, the Brewers saw him for 32 pitches on Friday. They saw Keegan Thompson yesterday, and he's went 2 of the last 3 days. The Brewers have their top 2 arms ready to go in their bullpen, plus Brian Hudson. He went 26. Actually, I don't think Huddy's available today, but regardless, we have what's his name, Peralta, with the top 2 arms in that Milwaukee bullpen. I get it's public, but I feel like Milwaukee's the much better team, and we're getting them at a really good price because it's the Cubs at home with Assad on the mound. So yeah, I bet the Brewers, and I'm pretty comfortable with it.
Yeah, so I see what he's saying here, because you can look at the last 2 games against Tyone and Wesneski. Brewers didn't touch either. The lineup did literally nothing against those 2 guys, and they're both righties. So a little bit concerning, but look what he said after that. Look at the Brewers' numbers against bullpens, first of all. Been one of the best bullpen killing lineups in baseball. And then look at the Cubs' bullpen. There's no Neris. There's Leiter Jr. might pitch, but he threw 20 yesterday, so they just saw him. Alzolay probably be available, but he hasn't even been good this year. I mean,
he's only got an 18% K percentage. He's just hasn't 5.5 ERA. Yeah, it's just.
Yeah. So yeah, I might be inclined to ride the Brewers again, even though they screwed me last night. So I'll add it to the maybe list.
I mean, I'm not like in love with a heavy public favorite on a Sunday, but there's just no way I could get to the Cubs. So
yeah, it'll be Brewers or pass for me. Next up, Miami, Oakland. I mean, do I even have to ask?
You don't. I already sent it out last night. Yeah.
Did they score 20 runs yesterday?
Yeah, 20.
So crazy.
20.
What planet are we on where the Oakland Athletics are putting up 20 pieces?
I don't know.
For those of you that don't watch the show every day, Toast has been blindly betting Oakland and blindly making money on them every single day. So I don't blame him for blindly taking Oakland here. You like Sixto Sanchez though, don't you?
I don't like him. I'm just saying that I was happy that he was back in the league. He had a lot of issues, but since he's been back, he's been terrible. I mean, I'll give you that Atlanta's not an easy place to start your career on the road, but he was at home his last start against the red-hot Colorado Rockies. He went 4 innings, gave up 7 hits and 5 runs, all of them being earned, and he only struck out 3 guys. Joe Boyle is I think the only reason that we're getting a decent price. I mean, first of all, I think that Miami has packed it in after they traded Arise. Thank you. I mean, this team is just absolutely has nothing left. I mean, Joe Boyle hasn't been terrible either. His last 2 starts, 8 total innings, 4 hits, 3 runs at the Yankees. He was decent. Like I said, that was 3 innings. And then a home start against Pittsburgh. I mean, honestly, Joe Boyle's been lit up 1 time against Cleveland. And besides that, he's been actually pretty decent. I'm sorry, 2 times. The other time was against Boston, his first start of the year. But besides that, he's been decent. So as long as he's been decent, Oakland has all their bullpen arms rested and ready to go. I've already talked too much about this game. It's athletics, baby.
Look at these hitting numbers. Now, these numbers are going to be very seriously skewed by a 20-run game, without a doubt. But last 7 days, Oakland's the best lineup in baseball. Last 14 days, top 5 lineup. That's overall. Against righties, last 7 days, best lineup in baseball. Last 14 days, top 6 or 7 lineup. At home, second best lineup in baseball. Tough. This is fucking crazy. Oakland's one of the hottest lineups in baseball right now. I'll put Oakland up. I mean, I feel like I haven't bet Oakland once on this freaking hot streak, and I feel like as soon as I jump in, that's when it ends. So like, I don't know if I want to jump in the pool now. Too many people have peed in it. 82. And also, I mean, this has been the case the last couple games, but 81% to 11% on Oakland. So everybody you've ever met is betting the A's here. Everybody you know. People that don't even bet have bet on the A's.
One thing that's a positive is that I've already won so much that I can eat this.
You're playing with house money. Okay. That's what I'm saying. Huh? I'm not. You're playing with house money.
No, I know. I get it. I'm just saying. Yeah.
I'm not. I haven't gotten in on this Oakland feeding frenzy that everyone's hitting every single day on. Dodgers, Braves, totals at 8.5. Dodgers -1.5. I wish I laid Dodgers -2.5. That was the easiest bet of all time. Like,
I know.
It was Glass now at home against freaking Bryce
I know.
Elder.
I honestly, the only reason I didn't like bet it even more, because I would have put more than a unit on it just because of Glass now, is that they were giving us that plus money. It kind of freaked me out a little bit, because usually if it's a
Braves,
smash
that's
spot,
probably
you're
why.
maybe getting like -105 plus 100.
Yeah. So, and also, when's the last time Bryce Elder pitched a good game on the road? Like 2019. So anyway, we got Max Fried starting now, and Max Fried is a lefty, which the Dodgers haven't been quite as effective against. Paxton's on the mound for the Dodgers, and every time I see Paxton, I think of Prop Beaver's voice saying, "This dude can't keep getting away with it. He's going to get shelled eventually." Or this, what does Prop Beaver talk? This dude is his absolute piss, or whatever the hell he says. So
I will say it does make it really hard to back the Dodgers. I haven't bet this game yet. I think I kind of want to bet the Braves. Honestly, though, the only thing that sucks is literally and I'm not just saying this because I hate the Braves. Like every time I bet the Braves personally, they scored no runs. Like it just doesn't matter if I play an over with them or a -1.5. But anyway, it would be Braves or pass, I guess. I kind of want to play the Dodgers team total just because Max Fried hasn't given up a run in 2 starts, and you're getting the Dodgers team total like 3.5 at a decent price. I will say that the Dodgers haven't been as good against lefties as they are against righties. It is for sure, but they've started 14 games against lefty starters, and they're 10-4 in those games. So they have been pretty decent. Again, none of those starters are Max Fried. I will give you guys that. But keep in mind also that this Atlanta lineup isn't hitting right now. I'll give you lefties is definitely their better split. There's no question about that. Atlanta's 7-3 against lefties on the year. And like Beaver said, Paxton's been terrible. He's been getting away with it, kind of lucky at times. His last 2 starts on the road at Arizona, 6 hits, 4 runs, 5 walks. That's the issue, is that he is walking guys all over the place. The start before that, 3 walks against the Nationals, only gave up 1 run. Like that just doesn't really happen. The start before that against the Padres, gives up 8 walks somehow and only gives up 3 runs. And I mean, it's just one of those things where it just blows your mind how he doesn't give up more. Every single start he's had this year, he's had like multiple walks besides 1. So if you're going to give this Braves offense all these chances, like it's really hard for me not to think that the Braves win this game and pitch well. But yeah, I don't know. It is the Dodgers at home, and they figured out things against lefties at times. Dodgers have everybody in their bullpen. So I mean, So it's Braves or pass for me. I didn't bet it. I'm trying to be. I'm just
making sure
here.
my spreadsheet's right on this. So the Braves, it's right. The Braves have not seen a lefty starter since April 26th. It was Logan Allen.
I was going to say, that was
So
I didn't want people to think that I was just a hater. So,
well, no, I think this could be a positive for Atlanta because Atlanta's struggling, right? This last year is one of the best lineups in baseball against lefties. If you rewind back to when they were actually seeing lefty starters, they were hitting. I mean, 7 base runners, 4 earned runs in 4 2/3, 8 3 earned runs. So basically what I'm saying is since the Braves entered this hitting slump, all they've seen is righty starters. So maybe finally seeing a lefty in James Paxton, maybe this is what the Braves need to snap out of it. Do I want to pay to see it? I guess I'd say, damn, what the hell? I guess I'd say Braves.
That's what I'm saying. It's hard. I mean, I really want to bet the Braves. Like I really do. Like I know that's weird for me to say. I really do. It's just, And Max Fried has good history against the Dodgers. His last start against the Dodgers last year went 7 innings, gave up 3 hits, had 10 strikeouts. 2022, 7 innings, 2 hits, 0 runs, 8 strikeouts. I mean, he's absolutely shoved against this team.
Yeah, I'm going to say Braves or pass. Unfortunately, I don't think this one makes the cut for me. Let's go on to we have 3 games left, by the way, so we're right on time because baseball starts in about 20 minutes.
Post some of those too.
Yeah, I got to post mine as well. Orioles at Reds. I let this sketchy price keep me off a Baltimore bet yesterday. We all like the Orioles.
I'll I lost my Orioles bet.
Oh, you took team total over, right? Well, I like the Orioles money line. I was scared of the price, didn't bet it. Here we are again, kind of scared of the price again. I want to bet Baltimore. I don't care. I don't like Dean Kramer at all, but I don't think people really are registering how bad the Reds' bats have been. And I'm going to just pull up. I'm not going to do the whole spreadsheet, but I'm just going to pull up the Reds' hitting numbers because they're garbage. Ready? I don't think people really understand how bad this is. It's one of the worst lineups in baseball. Look at their numbers overall. One of the worst lineups in baseball. Look at their numbers versus righties. One of the worst lineups in baseball. Look at their numbers at home in Great American Ballpark, their hitter's park. The worst home lineup in baseball. So if you're just going to give me this price against the Reds, I don't even care who's pitching. It'll be Baltimore. And I think I'm going to bet this. I'm not going to let this stupid, sketchy price scare me again.
Yeah, it makes sense. Cincinnati has just been so bad. This is lefties and righties. Last 7 days, 178 average, 503 OPS. Last 14 days, 187 average, 549 OPS. So, yeah, it's just really hard. I really, really want to. I'm not going to. I really want to back the Reds with Lodolo on the mound. I understand Baltimore's offense is kind of slowed down a little bit. They had that one outburst against 7 runs against the Yankees. They've only scored 5 runs the last 2 nights in Great America Ballpark. And the last time that Dean Kramer came to Cincinnati last year or 2 years ago, he got lit up pretty hard. He has been a lot better, but Fraley's 2 for 2 against him. India's 3 for 2 or 2 for 3 against him. Santiago Espinal's 5 for 7 against him. He's seen him really, really well. So there's a small part of me that really wants to play the Reds here as kind of like an F you to the public on a Sunday situation, but I just can't do it with the way that their bats have been. I actually think their bats have actually been even worse than that. I think they had a couple games against the Padres. They got lucky. They had an 8 spot against Texas that kind of seems to be a little bit fraudulent. So yeah, it's Reds or pass for me. I
think if you wanted to go your route and you wanted to fade the Orioles bats in a cold streak, then I would go more under.
Yeah, I don't play unders at Great America, so it's just hard for me. I really, 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 really want to play the Reds here, so I'll probably end up just playing Jake Fraley over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs if he even plays today. I don't even know if he's going to play.
Padres came through for you yesterday, right?
Oh, yeah, baby.
Here we go. Padres are back in the desert.
Oh, my gosh. I got reverse line movement on this, too? Oh, fuck, yeah.
Yeah, wow. Padres.
Yeah.
Why?
I have no idea what these people are doing. But
Ryan Nelson at home. We auto fade, right?
Oh, trust me. I know. Yeah. Full unit on the Padres. Again, sent it out last night at plus 102. I guess it's minus 110 now. I would still play that, to be dead honest with you guys. So first and foremost, the Padres are hotter than hot. 6, 7, 13 runs their last 4 games. They've actually scored 6 runs or more in 5 of their last 6 games. The offense is there. Like I told you guys, Manny Machado, Fernando Tatis, all those expected numbers were 200 points higher. They were coming to a desert, a place where they absolutely smashed, and they've absolutely broken out. Larissa Rise, 4 hits yesterday. A lefty at the top of that lineup just makes that Padres lineup more dynamic. Matt Waldron on the mound for the Padres. You can't bet him at home. I'll give you guys that. At home, he's been terrible, but his 3 road starts, fantastic. On the road at San Francisco, 5 1/3, 3 hits, 1 run. On the road at the LA Dodgers, 5 innings. And keep in mind, he's a right-handed pitcher. On the road at the Dodgers, 5 innings, 3 hits, 1 run. On the road at Colorado, first start ever in Colorado, might add you. 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 run. So he's been nothing more but serviceable, if not really damn good for the Padres on the road. Not to mention the fact that we've said this over and over again, that Arizona Diamondbacks cannot hit right-handed pitching to save their life. It's so bad. Corbin Carroll is out of the lineup today. They're trying to switch things up. They're putting Kevin Newman and Tucker Barnhart, or I guess Corbin Carroll is back in the lineup. Either way, Corbin Carroll has been terrible, so it doesn't matter. Ryan Nelson, he's had 2 really decent starts. He had a start against the Cardinals at home. He went 6 innings, only gave up 1 run. He went on the road at San Francisco, went 2 innings, I think he got hurt or whatever. But he's been terrible. Absolutely terrible at home his whole career. He faced the Padres 3 times last year. His 2 starts at home, he went 8 total innings, gave up 10 hits and 11 runs. It sounds like the same situation as yesterday, doesn't it? Yeah, the Padres love to hit in the desert. I'm going to continue to bet the Padres here until their bats slow down. Oh, and by the way, a little cherry on top for everybody. Padres didn't use anybody in the bullpen yesterday.
And that's
so
a
Suarez,
really good bullpen. Check it out.
Yeah,
Bullpen's
Suarez, Peralta, Matsui, all those guys rested, ready to go. Friars up, baby.
Someone said D-backs in no way, shape, or form.
Damn right.
So right. I'm not adding anything to Toast said, but I will say, look at the Padres hitting numbers. Overall, top 10 in the last 14 days, top 5 in the last 7. Against right-handed pitching, top 5 in the last 7, top 5 in the last 14, top 5 in the last 30. And then it gets even better than that. Padres on the road, top 5 in the last 14 days. This lineup is scorching hot. And then if you want to see and now for something completely different, the Arizona lineup. They're terrible recently. They've been terrible against right-handed pitching. They've actually been pretty good against lefties. If you're looking for a spot to find value against Arizona, wait till they see a lefty. And they haven't even been that good at home. Last 30 days, a bottom 6 lineup. Oh, no, bottom 7 lineup at home. Bottom 3 or 4 lineup in the last 14 days. I'm down to tail. I'm adding Padres to my list here. All right, and we got one more game left, and it is Sunday Night Baseball. And I think this is somewhat of a decent matchup. At least you got Logan on the mound.
Yeah.
You probably didn't put a bet on this one yet, right?
I haven't, because look at those pie charts. Like, I thought that Philly might be a sharp side here, and it doesn't really look like it seemed to be that.
Nobody's rushing to bet the Giants right now.
No. So, I would lean probably over 7.5, and I would lean Phillies, I guess. I don't know. I got to look into this a little bit more. The Phillies are just red hot right now. That's first and foremost. I mean, 8-2 their last 10. They scored 14 runs last night. Obviously, we all know that. But again, I thought they might be slowing down after scoring 6 runs the last 2 games before that. But this team is just absolutely rolling right now, and they're at home. I understand that Taijuan Walker hasn't looked good his first 2 starts, but on the road at the Mets, on the road at the Padres, nothing really. I'm sorry, there's only 1 start against the Padres. It was on the road. He's been much better at home in his career. He's usually a guy that I could trust, especially in the first half of the year. So I do kind of want to see him just one more time to see if he's not right at all, then maybe that could be a lean to the Giants, or that would be me in a lean against him some other time. But yeah, I just haven't seen enough out of Taijuan Walker to back him right now. This price is sketching me out, but Logan Webb has really, really good numbers at home. We'll just put it that way. Has really, really good numbers at home. On the road is kind of sketchy. It's 3 road starts. I will give you the fact that these teams, we'll just go through them. On the road at San Diego, 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs. On the road to the Dodgers, 3 2/3, 7 hits, 5 runs. On the road at the Rays, everybody pitches well against the Rays. 7 innings, 6 hits, 1 run. And then on the road at Boston, 3 2/3, 9 hits, and 4 runs. So he's susceptible to getting hit up on the road. His last 2 times in Philly one of them was pretty damn good. They ended up losing the game after he went, no, they did win. They ended up coming back late, but they won it was 5-4. They didn't have a really decent game. And then in 2021, he went 4 innings and gave up 4 runs. So that shit doesn't matter. So again, it's just this is a coin flip, to be honest with you.
I'll put Phillies up, and this will be one. It's Sunday Night Baseball, so I'm sure we'll be in the Discord at 6:30 p.m. talking about a bet, but it'll be Phillies or pass for me. I took my shot on the Giants yesterday. I don't have the same faith in Logan Webb that I did last year. You just went through some of his game logs, especially on the road. Now, he was much better at home last year also, but I feel like he's almost a liability on the road now, where he's almost a fade on the road.
Yeah, because you're getting the price that he's commanding as well. That's why, he's not the same guy. I mean, he's awesome at home. Awesome.
Let's do a quick community parlay. The games don't start till 1:30, so we're good. People like the Nationals, Pirates, Rockies. People like the Pirates. Oh no, the Rockies won that poll. Tigers, Yankees. People like the Yankees. Mets, Rays. They like the Mets. All right, cast your votes.
Oh,
Guys, if you, Toast and Kamish have a podcast, by the way. People were asking about it, and I just realized we don't really even promote it. We upload it, we don't even mention it. So they upload a week. Yeah, Toast isn't the type of guy that's like, listen to my podcast. He's not like that, but he does upload one every week right here on the channel. If you guys want to check it out.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we're still learning how to be podcasters. It's definitely not fantastic, but we're taking the opportunity. I mean, very, very lucky that Sauce will let us put it on his channel, so we get some feedback and stuff, which is really nice. So yeah, we're learning as we go. But yeah,
all the comments
have been positive. Yeah, it's been nice. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and that the long form content is tough. It's tough to grow a viewership. You guys are getting over 1,000 views an episode, that's a lot for that kind of content.
It helps that we're on your channel.
I'm sure it doesn't hurt.
I'm not naive to that.
All right, first leg of the community parlay is Nationals money line.
But it does give us a chance to learn and get better, and so.
But I mean, people that subscribe to my channel, if they aren't interested in something, they won't click. Like, I've been trying to upload golf picks every Wednesday night. No one's really clicking on it, so they still click. Yeah, the last one got like 400 views or something.
Weird.
Yeah, I mean, we only did 2, so I'm going to keep doing it. So Angels, Guardians, they like Cleveland. Mariners, Astros, they like the Mariners. The community has bought in on Seattle, even though it's the Vampires during the day. So tread lightly there.
Good morning. Hi.
All right, cast your votes for leg number 2. We got the Orlando Magic Cleveland game starting in 10 minutes. It's like a game 7 in the afternoon. You gotta love it. And some good
Magic,
news.
right?
I'm on the Magic, yeah. I took the money line too, but really I think the valuable is the plus 3.5 because they're playing low scoring defensive game. Plus 3.5 could come in handy. And I got some cool news for those of you who are interested. These spreadsheets here, right there. I think by tomorrow morning they'll be provided screenshots of them in the Discord every day. I think. I pulled an almost all-nighter last night working on it. And I'm about to pull another 12, 16 hours in on it today. And I'm hoping by tomorrow morning you'll get in the Discord, there'll be a tab that says Kyle's spreadsheets. And then it'll be like game 1, game 2, game 3. So those of you that a lot of people have been asking about that recently, I think by the end of tonight, I'm going to put on sports and work on that all day. So that's what I'm doing today. All right. Second leg. Guardians money line.
Okay. And I just posted mine, guys.
You posted your bets on there? All right.
Yeah,
I'm going to post it right after this. Stupid ass Mets yesterday.
I know. I just added them too. That's the last team I wrote down.
I think I'm going to bet them again. Also.
These motherfuckers better not get me.
I mean, I thought it was 1-1 in going into the 7th, and I wasn't panicked at all. I was like, guys, we're good. We have the better bullpen here. I was completely comfortable with it. But Mets are going to Met. Mets are going to Met. What's the third leg? Someone said you need to promote the golf picks at old age homes. Even then, the arthritis might keep them from clicking the mouse. What the hell? It's going to be Oakland. Oakland, back-to-back appearances in the community parlay. I'm guessing yesterday's community parlay didn't hit because somebody would have commented.
Yeah, most likely.
Nationals, Guardians, Athletics, and we got the last leg. We got Padres. We got Phillies. And then some second-place finishers. A lot of people voted for the Brewers, so we'll give them another shot. and a lot of people voted for the Mariners, so we'll give that another shot. All right, what's the last leg of this community parlay?
Cast your votes.
Cast your votes. The Brewers lost. That's what blew the community. Thank you. His name is in any way, shape, or form. He changed. Royals apparently were on it too and lost.
Hope some people had enjoyed the Kentucky Derby. I had the number 3 horse in like everything I had too. I was so close from like a monster.
Bro, Resilience had the lead around turn 4.
I know. I had him in a play for you. Yeah.
He faded though. He's not a closer. Resilience.
It happens.
Ironic that his name is Resilience and he wasn't resilient enough to hold the lead.
Funny how that worked out.
Someone actually commented making fun of me for losing my Resilience pick. Like, the 19 horse, what are you, an idiot? Or he said something like that. Like, dude, I don't know shit. Just literally pointed at a horse and picked. Like, I'm getting talked at by not picking getting talked shit to for not picking the winner of the Kentucky Derby now.
I can almost guarantee you that anybody that knows something about horse racing isn't going to talk shit about somebody that's making
that's
a bet
any
on
sport
horse
though.
Yeah,
if you're talking shit
I'm
about
just
someone who
saying,
loses a bet, you're just not experienced. I mean, that's like a younger generation thing I noticed. It's like people like laugh and little laughing emojis at people losing bets. Where it's like, dude, what are you on? What are you rooting for? The house? You're rooting for the casino? Like, what? That's like the snitch of the sports betting industry. You're rooting for. You're supposed to be all of us like against the house.
They do stuff like that, and then if you do like try to have like a fun little back and forth, they get like super offensive.
Yeah.
They're like, oh yeah, Athletics Padres. I got 2 of them in already.
Oh, you got the odds coming?
Yeah. Athletics, Padres, 14 parlay, 908.
908. Someone said soccer picks are the most watched globally.
Don't we have a live coming up soon?
Yeah, we got some MLS stuff. And yeah, we'll get a live soccer stuff, but it's not necessarily due that soccer picks aren't the most watched globally. It's how many people would watch that subscribe to my channel. So it's not necessarily what do people watch. It's what do people watch that my face is going to show up on their feeds. Because the soccer picks are watched globally, but if my link doesn't show up on the feed for people who watch soccer, then no one's going to click on it. So yeah, plus 908. Everyone enjoy your Sundays. Thanks for watching. Let's have ourselves a good one. Toast already posted his top bets on the website. I'm about to do it right now. Yeah, I'll be working all day, so I'll be in and out of the Discord. I'll have it open on the screen if you need me. Yeah, let's bet responsibly and finish. Oh, no show tomorrow. I'm in a charity golf event, so no show tomorrow. And I actually don't think Toast will be here Tuesday, right?
I actually think I might be okay. 50-50. Depends on when my flight lands. I'll let you know. 50-50.
Okay. All right.
I'll let you know tonight.
So let's have ourselves a good Sunday. Talk to you guys later.
Have a good night, guys.